We have approached that moment. We are at the eve of the biggest weekend of the year, not only for WWE, not only for the WWE Universe, but as well as us here at the Three Bells podcast. We are talking about Smackdown, and we are talking about everything WrestleMania and Stand and Deliver. What's good, everyone? It's me. It's me, your homie, Shane O'Mac, coming to you live from the East New York section of the Three Bells podcast table. It is so good for all of you to join us here tonight on a Friday. Happy Friday, TGIF. You made it to the end of the work week. But of course, we're not alone because we're joined by our homies as well. It's the man himself, Mr. CEO. It's Mr. Mundo, a.k.a. Mr. A.k.a. What's good, man?
Yeah. It's your boy Mundo, aka Mr. AKA himself, the CEO. Oh boy, it's WrestleMania weekend. I'm excited, fellas. Oh man, this is gonna be an awesome weekend. A long one, but an awesome one. I can't wait to get this thing going. And as always, channeling my inner Stephen A. Smith, my guy. Yeah, Triple J, what's going on, bro?
Yeah, it's your boy, main event Triple J. Now in your city live on stereo. What's going on, guys? We one day away. Oh man, I'm ready for it. Are y'all ready? Guys, listeners, are y'all ready? Let's get it.
Because you're here, our listeners. You're here, Cool Man Triple J, and the big man, Mundo, Mr. AKA. And your homie Shane O'Mac is here, so with all of us being here ready, let's begin. Let's hit it. This is Three Bells. Just as I expected, tonight's episode of Smackdown, which by the way took place at Wells Fargo Center, which is literally steps away from what I like to call the Mania Arena. So there was kind of a bit of two stories going on at both areas. We'll talk about that in a minute. Tonight was said to have been the 14th consecutive sold-out show. For at Wells Fargo, they had a capacity of 19,833. Wow. But let us begin our show with SmackDown because we have a lot to talk about. Because SmackDown had a lot to talk about. They opened up with this interesting video package, this montage, almost like a teaser for Mania featuring Meek Mill's. Because Meek Mill's song is the song that is part of Mania Weekend. I guess it's called the Mania theme song, one of the main ones. So from this aspect, Des, I'm going to ask you and then Jay to follow. What did you think of, first off, what do you think of this song being chosen? And number two, what did you think of the video package with Meek Mills?
Well, the song I think is a song that he'll be performing tomorrow. If not that, then it's Dreams and Nightmares. But I mean, we know the song for WrestleMania is The Weekend. That's the song that we used for our pop-up show the other night. But Meek Mill, it's just that this is his city, it's his town. So he's like the ambassador of WrestleMania. And I like that whole video montage that we got because everybody was featured in it for once. It wasn't just about the final boss and the tribal chief and the American Nightmare and Seth freaking Rollins. Everybody was in it. So it made it that more special. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they just replayed it again tomorrow to open up WrestleMania because I've noticed that they've been doing stuff like that. You know, we've been getting the video montages that we would get before a match earlier ahead. So I liked it. They're staying with the cinematic view, and I'm all for it. What about you, Jay?
Honestly, I like it because it's different. It's hip hop. The hip hop universe is now getting into wrestling even more. Over the years, we've gotten like the likes of Bad Bunny, and we've gotten Migos. We're starting to see a change in where WWE is going, and I like it. It's well deserved. And if they doing this every year, you could say as far as have a singer from the respective host town, then I'm down for it. Plus the video that they played, featuring everybody, and in their matches, that was fire. Like Des said, they didn't leave nobody out this time, and this, I could see this song opening tomorrow as well, or like Des said, Dreams and Nightmares, which I'm hoping for. Shane?
I gotta give a shout out to the production of WWE. As a production guy myself, and as a video editor, you guys are really, really stepping up your game, really, really stepping up your game in your production in terms of the editing and your overall video packages. I mean, you guys have always been A1, but it's just something different this time. It's more cinematic. And it you really complemented the whole entire theme of WrestleMania with that nice little green tint, almost like that Matrix feeling. And then to have Meek Mill do his thing, it's a perfect relationship. And it was fitting to use Meek Mill because, of course, that's his town. So of course you're going to use him to help to talk to the people there at Philly and outside of that. So I thought it was an awesome opener and an awesome video package. And it wasn't the only one, but it was a good one to start. So fellas, let's go in the arena with the center where we have the KO show. It's the Kevin Owens. He had his show tonight with his special guest, Randy Orton. So Jay, let's start with you and then Dez to follow. Why don't we talk about what happened during this KO show?
Well, on this KO show tonight, what we got was both of them in the ring together, and KO had a shirt that said Logan sucks and Randy is cool. So, they was like on a 1 to 10, how repulsive do you find him to be? And the crowd started chanting 10. So Kevin Owens gives us a reminder of Mr. Sean Spears, when he was the perfect 10. I thought that was cool. And, we get Logan Paul appearing on the screen and he's calling them a couple of toddlers in the sandbox. And he's telling the Philly crowd to shut up and that he's 2 steps ahead. And, he was already in the Mania ring. And I like the fact that they actually showed us the Mania ring because of, I guess, yesterday's weather. They probably didn't show us everything. So they gave us the entrance, entrance ramp down, going, all of that. That was cool. I like it. It gives me that WrestleMania vibes when they was in Hollywood as far as the way everything in the setup looked. So, when they noticed that Logan was in the arena, they were like, uh-oh, you're thinking what I'm thinking, right? So KO looks at him and he was like, yeah, let's go. So they proceed to go, you know, to Lincoln Financial Center, Field, and Theory and Waller comes out running behind them as if they missed their cue. And you heard this guy Corey Graves even mention that they looks like one of them messed up their cue and they came out a little bit too late. So by the time they got to them, they was in a golf cart, they ran, they was gone. And it was, I honestly like where they was going with everything as far as with that, because this is Mania. You wouldn't be too surprised at what people will pull out last minute and how they do things. Shane? Des?
Well, it's not much to add to that. You already hit everything on the nose. I just wanted to say, I don't know, maybe you guys were asleep last night, but they debuted the entire set last night because they had these people called the Young Ninjas or something like that, the Kid Ninjas or somebody. They jumped into the ring like Sin Cara used to do. They all did flips and all this other craziness into the ring, and then they did a backflip type situation and a split, and then it led into the fireworks from the ring all the way back up to the set itself. So I was like, oh, this is really cool. And the fact that the XL is like really humongous, it's like goddamn. And I think it's a calm, nice calm set. It's not a big. I think that this year them not having to use the stands, the seating area to create an even bigger set, like an outrageously big set, is cool to me. I think simple is good, and I think the color scheme and all that is really good. So yeah, that's all I just wanted to add on as far as the segment. But the segment is what Jay said, and yeah, back to you, Shino, man.
Yeah, I guess I was sleepy because I totally forgot that they were showing the set yesterday. And yeah, I saw like bits of it, yeah, today, and I thought it was pretty cool. I liked it. It's not, it's not my top favorite, but it looks pretty cool. And Des, you did mention that Theory and Waller was going to some way, somehow find their way into this whole deal with Logan Paul. Because I thought it was just going to be, Logan and his Prime crew that was going to help him out for Mania. But here we are. It's possible that Mr. T&W plus his Prime crew, and who knows who else is going to be in Logan's corner, since you have powerful Randy and KO. And this should be interesting because this is a 3-way for one title. So how are these guys going to work that out if they both weaken Logan? Who's going to pin him? Who's going to be declared winner? You can't have two. You only have one. So it should be interesting moving forward. Right, Des?
Yeah, you know what? To be honest, I was actually thinking that same thing. I actually thought Randy was going to catch KO with the RKO tonight. But I'm like, also, to be honest, if you really think about it, KO owes Randy because Randy's the one who eliminated him from Elimination Chamber a few months ago. So he owes him a receipt. So don't be surprised if you see KO coming out of nowhere and trying to take Randy out.
Uh-oh, wait a minute. Say that again so the people in the back can hear. What was that you just mentioned? Because that can be huge for that match.
Remember, Randy Orton is the one who eliminated KO from the Elimination Chamber match. So don't forget he owes him a receipt. And don't be surprised if you see that happening in a match somewhere.
Interesting. Just like this message that we're about to play now from our homie.
Whose house? Boom's house!
What's good, man? It's good to see you. Hope everything is well. Hope everything's good. And thank you so much for joining us. And look who else is in the house. It's Big Luan. How are you, Luan? Happy Mania weekend, Luan. Good to see you as well. You know what else is good to see? It's also good to see our first match. This is an interesting match, for this is the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Fellas, did you know that this started back in 2014 at Mania 30? And our winner was Cesaro. Then you had Big Show and Baron Corbin and Mojo Rawley and Matt Hardy and Braun Strowman, Jey Uso, he got one, and even Mad Cat Moss won. And then just last year, Bobby won from Bobby and Friends. Des, I'm going to start with you and then Jay to follow. What were your thoughts on this match, number one, the ATGMBR match?
Like, where are you going with all these letters? But yeah, it was a pretty cool match. I only wrote like two notes off of it. That double hand choke slam by Omos to JD. My God, that is my ouchie moment of the night, because he literally picked this man up off the floor and straight up into the air and just threw his ass to the floor, and he barely braced himself for that impact. Wow, that was like shit. My other moment of the night was the big three meeting men. I gotta give it to them. I have to give it to them. All three of them are humongous masses of men, and they are very oddly athletic in their own rights. So it's just like, how do they move the way they move, being as big as they are? It's like, how? But it was very, very cool to watch that. I'm sure Jay's going to get more into it, but it was very cool to see that, situation between the three of them. One moment I was pissed off about, but I should have known, remembering what was said on Monday, that JD eliminated Ricochet, who I thought was going to win, but not realizing that he was in the match still. I was wrong. So I see Ricochet getting his revenge very soon. Jay?
What I took from that Rumble was in the beginning, with Pretty Deadly, how one of them looked at Omos and was like, fuck it, I'm out. The other one tosses himself forward, like, you know what, And then Garza, Angel Garza, what was that? A cartwheel and then self-toss out the ring floor? That was uncalled for. I didn't see nobody touch you tonight. And you just did that stupid move just to pull something from under the ring ropes. I'm like, no way. That was like a Shaq in the Fool moment that he had in this match. And the fact that Tozawa was a part of the Final Four, I was like, oh shit. Don't tell me fucking Tozawa's gonna fucking win this. And then next thing you know, he gets tossed over his boy. I think that was botched because he was supposed to catch him. And he was, you see his arms open and Sun just went right over him. Splat. I was like, oh shit. And the guy I predicted to win won. So salute to Bronson Reed. The sky's the limit for the guy. He deserves this because, he missed Elimination Chamber. He just had a baby. And, this is momentum for him going forward. And let's see. Let's see, guys.
Okay, so I just got a special report from for the producers of the Three Bells podcast. This is a special report that is telling us that the Hall of Fame ceremony is going on right now, And to our surprise, the first inductee is in fact Paul Heyman. So the story is, we was going to do our SmackDown recap, and then once it comes time to Paul Heyman, we was going to listen all together live his inductee speech, his speech. But now we're seeing that he's number one, that he's opening. So what we're going to do, because right now, if you're tuned into Peacock, they're showing a video montage, a video package, I guess an intro package before he steps out to speak. So once he comes out to speak, I will have a live feed that will come into here so that we can hear it all together, and then we can comment together. And then after his speech, we will continue with our SmackDown recap show, among other things. Are we cool with that, Dez? Are we cool with that, Jay?
Don't you start that shit. Don't you do that. No, I'm just playing. Yeah, that's fine. AKA approves.
You already know. I approve as well, Shane. Do your thing, my brother.
What do you mean don't start that shit? What shit? What shit I'm starting? Please tell me so I would know to do it.
Did you know that? Don't do that.
So is this considered a did you know, or is this?
I mean, do you want me to do it? I can do it.
You know what? Hit it, because we have time. You got some? Give us
All
some.
right. I got you right now. Here's a funny one. You ready for this?
Okay.
The Undertaker is opening a B&B, a bed and breakfast. Did you know that, Jay? Did you know that, Shane? Did you know?
That's
Hell
interesting.
no.
Is it like the Undertaker theme? Is it like?
I don't know. It doesn't say as of yet, but that's the
Taker,
new thing. The
Taker
new venture.
So
That's
it's Taker
crazy, right?
Airbnb?
It's an
Airbnb?
Undertaker.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's Undertaker being bed and breakfast. I would love for it to be a themed Undertaker themed bed and breakfast. That would be fucking awesome. Would that
In a
not be?
in a
No.
casket surrounded by motorcycles.
Well, hold on. I won't want to sleep in no casket. That's where I draw the line. But to everything else is cool. Like, no. We don't. Mm-mm.
Well, I mean, like, what else would it be? Like, you don't want it to be like a regular diner. Wouldn't that kind of
No,
defeat the purpose?
I wouldn't want to sleep in it. I mean, you can have the casket there, but I mean, I don't want to sleep in one. No. But even American Badass and all those other phases are gonna take it too.
Dude, if there's
Look,
caskets in a diner, why would you want to sleep in it? Like, no, if anything,
but a bed
you're
and
gonna
breakfast is a
sleep in it.
B&B. That's you sleep in a B&B. And just to let you know, the tribal chief is arriving. Oh, cool.
Yes, he's very slow.
Oh yeah, I forgot he's the one that's doing the. Wow, even Nia Jax is putting her finger up to acknowledge the tribal chief. Wow, that's a
Should I put
first.
that on then?
I don't know, but I'm just shocked. Oh look, that X-Pac RVD is there too. I thought he worked for AEW.
But you got AEW guys there? I wouldn't be
I
surprised.
see Bubba.
Yeah. Doesn't RVD work for AEW?
Yeah, he does.
So how the hell is he sitting right there?
Hey, the 4 walls. There's no walls.
There's probably no limit to his contract with what he has with AEW.
You see Charlotte sitting with her man, though.
Yeah, the woman looks good.
WWE Hall of Fame. Acknowledge me. Now, I'll admit, this is a ridiculous spot to be in. I'm supposed to cut a promo about the greatest promo in the history of this business, who for the first time in his life is coming out here only to talk about himself. How did I land this gig? I almost said no. But I love my wise man. So there's just no way I could say no.
I love how he said bullshit with the kid dancing behind him. Awesome.
So I'm sitting there, I'm like, what do I say? What can I cover? The wise man's gonna come out here, he's gonna break into his history, and then all of a sudden he's gonna transition perfectly to the future and start promoting. So I figured the only way to do this is to share my perspective of the wise man. You see, the wise man taught me that every week is an audition to be invited back to the next week. He taught me that no matter how great I become, there's still lessons to be learned from anyone. And if you're not learning, you're not growing. The wise man taught me that no matter what happens, as long as our children are healthy, we're blessed men. But the wisest piece of advice came from Paul on a rental car shuttle at 5 in the morning on a Wednesday. And I was shit. I was blackout drunk, yeah. It was a good loop. We had a good loop, y'all. And back then we celebrated all the time, but I knew it had to be good advice because I remembered all of it. He told me, I told him that if I was on his side, there would be nothing that I couldn't do in this business. And then he chuckled and he laughed at me and he politely rejected my offer. And then he told me, Joe, you don't need me. You don't need anyone. The only thing you need is to do it yourself, to believe in yourself. He said, the moment that you start doing that, you'll need for nothing. You'll have the world in the palm of your hand. And those are the words that I needed to hear at that time. And that's what he does. He always says the words that you need to hear. To me, to you, to our entire fan base, he knows what to say, how to say it, and when to say it. And that's why he's the greatest communicator of all time. Plain and simple. The tribal chief doesn't happen if I'm not with the wise man. And I can tell you this much. The moment I'm not with the wise man is the moment you won't see the tribal chief anymore. I don't care how his character is presented. He's a good man. No, he's a great man. No, he's a mensch. And I get it. It's pretty easy to judge his book by a cover. But no matter how you judge it, you should take the time to read it because you'll never experience a story quite like it. So with that, please join me and acknowledge the newest member of the WWE Hall of Fame, class of 2024, my wise man, Paul Heyman.
Let's continue playing the game of who's in the audience. That's Kurt Angle.
They already showed Trish Stratus was there. I see Tommy Dreamer.
Jimmy Hart.
But you see the first people he goes to, right?
Mm-hmm.
His ECW people.
Yep.
Molly Holly's there also. She's in the pink.
Yep.
Really, I like Molly. She looks awesome.
Big E.
Jada's there with her husband.
Brandy's right there next to Cody and Triple H. It's a beautiful, beautiful moment right there. Oh, Stephanie's there. Stephanie's there with Triple H. Oh, shit.
Ooh.
Wow, I haven't seen her in forever.
You can see Paul cry for the first time. One of the most important individuals in all of wrestling right there.
Steph looks good,
You
man.
damn right I deserve it.
Okay. Yes, Paul. Milk that shit, Paul. Milk it, milk it. Oh, look at Rhea. She looks so gorgeous with that hair. I love it, Jay.
Hi, mamacita.
I didn't prepare anything tonight, but as I said in the media, I really wanted to feel the room, and I'm not very good as just speaking as me. So I asked somebody who's been up here, Rob Van Dam. And I said, Rob, I'm just a Jew boy from the Bronx. How do I reveal myself just as me? Haven't done it in 40 something years except at home. And Van Dam says in his eloquent manner, so I figured I gotta figure this out. I gotta ask someone who would understand what myself, just Paul, no middle name, Heyman is like. So I asked my son, Jacob, who's sitting right there next to his sister Azalea, my daughter, and they're sitting next to a man for whom I have indescribable respect, CM Punk.
See, The Rock's mom is right there too, next to his kids.
And I said to my son, Jacob, how do I present myself as me? And Jacob picked his head up and he said, ask Van Dam, Dad. The rest of the stash is in the car.
Well, you better stop telling grown folks' business.
I'm the beneficiary of mass praise for doing with my life exactly what I wanted to do with my life. I get to work with the men and the women in this beautiful performance art known as sports and professional wrestling.
He thought Vince was there for a minute.
I am the first pick, the first person announced, the first headliner in a class completely picked by Paul Levesque.
Well, that's interesting, Triple H picked it himself.
Only one person can drive the car out of chaos. Only one person can assume true control of the locker room. And the leadership that was sorely needed by the men and the women in this beautiful performance art has been bestowed upon us by that man sitting right there, Paul Levesque.
That's beautiful.
Acknowledge my goat. That's my goat.
The one thing that Paul Levesque asked me was, hey, please don't speak about me. But the way that this man has assumed the pencil of this company and has led us to a creative freedom backstage where more superstars are emerging into the main events in front of your very eyes. And the manner in which he leads us, well, let me tell you, for prosperity into that camera for the rest of my life, I will be a Paul Levesque guy.
Wow, that is beautiful, man. Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Look, Triple H whole head turns red. Like when Triple H blush, his whole
He's trying
head
to,
turns
his
red.
eyes are turning red too. It looks like he's not trying to.
Those are some awesome words coming from Paul. You know, when Paul says it, it's the real shit.
I will also call to your attention that his lovely bride, Stephanie, is here this evening.
Yes.
Yeah, Stephanie, the ECW head. Looking good.
If my daughter grows up to be half the woman that Stephanie is, I assure you, I will have raised a great lady in my household.
Nice.
I would also like to call to your attention that Stephanie is wearing a cap adorned with the letters ECW. I think at this point, after all these years, it's time for Stephanie to admit she married the wrong Paul.
No, it should have been. Yeah.
If you'll indulge me for just a moment, and then we'll get to ECW. To my children, this is what I want you to do with your lives. It's not about the money. I don't mean to do it on television. I don't mean that you get to sit in the front row with these luminaries whose accomplishments in life and in this industry pale by comparison to what I've done. And by the way, if anybody here screws with you, you're 2 seats down from Haku.
Okay. Oh.
I noticed Rakishi's there too. You see him?
It's not about the money. It's about being worthy of people's respect. It's about being worthy
Haku
of
is
their
there.
admiration. It's about pursuing your dreams and failing and going after them again and again and again and again and failing 101 times and succeeding on the 101st. It's about waking up the next morning and you can't wait to get into it because the world just isn't fucking ready for you. Pursue your dreams. Pursue your happiness. And I promise you one day you will be standing on a podium in front of a group of your peers and your fans and your friends and your family and your children, and you will hear the love for the body of work that you put together with the true passion of your lives.
This is beautiful, man.
I
Paul
have been an
deserves this.
orator for 40 years of my life. My father was a far greater orator than I could ever hope to be, and I will never find the words to convey to the two of you how much I desperately love you both.
That's beautiful.
If you'll indulge me for one more moment, I would just like to publicly say I so wish my mother was here tonight to see this. I so wish my father was here tonight to see this. Hey, where's Cody Rhodes?
Uh-oh.
I so wish your father was here tonight to see this too. I love me too. Well, I think that covers all the mush, right? I guess now it's time to talk about ECW.
I'll take the box. The box.
Holy, the real one. I think I broke this over the head of Sting when Rick Rude became the United States Heavyweight Champion. Fucked up company called WCW.
This is where it all started. Yes, Jay. Yes, Bez.
Yes, sir.
There comes a time in the life of every man where he has to accept reality. The reality to this man is that in 1993, this industry sucked. Oh, we had your plumbers, and we had your garbage men, and we had your clowns running around. But what happened to the love of the art of professional wrestling? I was a kid running around both way into the back of Madison Square Garden, and all I could think of was, man, let me get my hands on this, and I will show them a way. I will show them the way this business. Shut up, kid. Shut up, kid. Shut up, kid. Yeah, all right. Here's what happened. I go to WCW. They wouldn't listen to your wise man, and I said, well, okay, we need to find some place that will accept these ideas, that will accept this vision, that will look into the future, that will bring hip-hop into wrestling, that will bring heavy metal into wrestling, that will bring sexy women fighting each other and real men bashing each other right in the face. We need to put people through tables. We need to climb the ladder all the way up to the top. We need to create the tribe of extreme. And it would never have happened any other place but in Philadelphia. Where did Stone Cold Steve Austin drink his first beer? Right down the road in a bingo hall on the corner of Swanson and Whitner called the ECW Arena. Where did Eric Bischoff get the whole idea for cruiserweight? Rey Mysterio and Psychosis. Where? Right down the road on the corner of Swanson and Whitner on the wrong side of the train tracks called the ECW Arena.
He really looked like his old self too, but just without the
Where did
ponytail.
the Dudleys say, you're going through the table tonight and everybody's gonna like it, so Devon, get the table. Where did Rob Van Dam light up an audience as much as he was lighting up the joints backstage? In ECW. Bubba Ray Dudley says it best. ECW wasn't meant to last. We were meant to go out in a blaze of glory. We were Napster. We were here to change the business. We were here to disrupt the industry. And it's exactly what we did. For those of you who say that the concept of extreme died on the corner of Swanson and Rittner, I beg to disagree. For those of you who will say that ECW lives no more, I respectfully disagree with your assessment. And for those of you who don't realize that ECW is alive today in the matches that are performed in front of you, that in the concepts that have been adopted by the entire industry, in the passion of the fan base that still comes today to WWE and any other wrestling promotion on the face of this planet. If you think that the spirit of ECW died in a bankruptcy court in 2001, you can...
Ouch.
What did he just say?
Ouch. Wee. He really just said that, but the little kid in the back with the green on. See him? He's standing right there. Look, right where he was blue red. Right.
CM Punk just leaned over to my son and said, your dad just got himself canceled again. And here's the funny part of it all, ladies and gentlemen. They ain't gonna cancel me because they know if they do, I'm coming back bigger, better, stronger than ever before. They canceled me in WCW. I became the manager of the Samoan SWAT team. They canceled me with the Samoan SWAT team. I became the manager of Mean Mark, who I then passed on to Bruce Pritchard behind WCW's back, and he is forever the Undertaker. They canceled me with Mean Mark, and I become Jim Ross's color commentator because somebody had to show that Okie how to do announcing. When they canceled me as a commentator, I came back with the Dangerous Alliance. When they canceled me out of WCW, I came back with ECW. When they canceled ECW, I came to WWE, and who do I end up with? The 1 in 21 and 1, Brock Lesnar!
Oh my God, he said his name.
And when the entire world got canceled out by the zombie apocalypse that we've come to know as the pandemic, and Brock Lesnar went home to Saskatchewan to kill things that he could put on the plate to feed his family, that wasn't a knock on Hardcore Holly. For those of you who don't understand, Google it, bitches. I'm not here to educate you tonight. And then I got canceled as the executive director of Monday Night Raw. And here I am in my mid-50s, and my 800-pound gorilla is home in Saskatchewan, and I'm out of any creative influence, and you think I've been canceled. And I'm swimming in the ocean of obscurity, and I'm rescued onto the island of relevancy by your tribal chief, the head of the table, the GOAT, the greatest of all time, Roman Reigns. For the young men and women sitting around this ring and up on that stage, the message tonight is simple. They can't cancel you. Only you can cancel you. Only you can stop yourself from living out your dreams. Only you can let them cancel you. I've been canceled 100 times in this business. I'll come back 101. They canceled me on 101. I'll come back bigger, better, stronger, more extreme, and wiser in 102. I have the honor and the privilege of working not only with Roman Reigns and the Usos and Solo and a Samoan dynasty that will rule for hundreds of years to come. I work with the future of this business. I get to work with Braun Breaker. I get to work with Rhea Ripley. I get to work with Carmelo Hayes. I get to work with Trick Williams. I get to work with Jade Cargill.
Name those black athletes. That's right.
In them that I saw the generation before them with Steve Austin and The Undertaker and Rikishi and CM Punk and Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch. And she's sitting behind me, and I'm probably next to her wonderful husband, her biggest fan in the world. I've gotten to work with Charlotte Flair. So let's take this bitch home, shall we? Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Paul Heyman. Welcome to the class of 2024 Paul of Fame. I stand before you not only as the former advocate for Brock Lesnar, I stand before you as the best friend and biggest fan of Chicago's very own CM Punk. And I stand before you as special counsel and the wise man to the reigning, defending, undisputed WWE Universe Heavyweight Champion, Roman Reigns. I'm blown up. I have to pee. I've taken too long. And I assure you of this. This is not a Lifetime Achievement Award. I know everybody says, I'm just getting started. You ain't seen nothing yet. Yo, bitches, I'm just getting started. You ain't seen nothing yet. There's more disruption of this industry pumping through this heart. And I guarantee you, we're gonna disrupt it all over again. And that's not a prediction, that's a spoiler.
Wow. Wow. Jay, I'm going to start with you and then Des to follow. What are your thoughts on Mr. Paul Heyman's speech?
Well, I thought it was amazing. I mean, wow. Like, that man took us on a journey. He pulled back the curtain, mentioned Triple H and how much he's meant to the current regime in the WWE, his leadership skills, and how it's important for him to lead the way that he's leading. He mentioned Stephanie. A lot of people probably didn't even know that she was there, but that was well needed because Stephanie, I believe that Stephanie still has this in her heart. She might have got caught up in some things because of her dumbass father, but with that being said, mentioning everything with ECW, CM Punk, Brock Lesnar, I was shocked that he even mentioned Brock. I mean, wow, that was a beautiful, beautiful speech from the heart, not rehearsed. I mean, he even put on his old ECW leather jacket, hat, the headphones, the phone, all that. I mean, this was well deserved. Man, I enjoyed this 100%, man, and I'm happy that we were able to air this live. And Paul, this is for you, bro. And I can't wait to see what else you have in the chamber. And if you do have anything to do with this main event tomorrow between Carmelo and Trick, oh man, I can only imagine how that's going to be. Jay, are you with us, Jay?
I'm here. I'm here.
All right, Jay, it was supposed to be on you first, but go ahead.
Oh no, I didn't hear you guys because I actually had put my headphones down because when Shane was playing his was ahead of the talk on my end, so I just decided to, glue into it from my end, so I didn't hear nothing. But man, that was a definitely great speech by Paul. Love the fact that he took his jacket out, put the headphones on, and he just, he was in true Paul Heyman fashion. If you look at it, like he kept it real. Didn't he acknowledged so many wrestlers and the fact that he mentioned the part about his son smoking and stuff. That was hilarious. And then when he was telling him to suck it, all of that, I was like, wow, he's really going in tonight. And everything that he said, the wrestlers that paved the way with him, the Stone Cold, Undertaker, and other wrestlers included like Rey Mysterio, Psychosis, everybody, that was that was big. That you could tell he paved the way within that generation of wrestling. And also, when he thanked Triple H for being who he is to him and bringing him and being the one to pick him as far as like since Vince is out of everything, this was Triple H's first pick, and what a pick it is, you know. And he was like, "I'll forever be a Paul Levesque guy," and it was hilarious how he said to Stephanie, who was wearing the ECW hat, that she picked the wrong Paul. That was cool, and even just talking about CM Punk, you see how much love he has for Punk. You know, all his main guys he showed a lot of love to, and even with Brock Lesnar, you could tell he misses Brock, and even thanking Cody, about his father, being wishing that Dusty was here, and then his parents and all that. That was a little touching moment there. And other than that, it was just Paul Heyman at his best. Kudos to him, and like he said, he ain't done yet. There's still more pumping through his blood. So Paul, let's see what you got for the long road for us. And like Des said, we got the Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams fight, which he more than likely had a big influence on. Let's see how everything goes from here on out.
And to add to everything that Des and Jay said so wonderfully, For me, we get to see all of the facades of Paul Heyman. We saw the creator, the innovator, the fearless guy, the guy that fails and fails and fails and succeeds each and every time. We see the fan. We saw the fan of the business, a participant in the business. But more importantly to me, we saw a son and we saw a very proud father. I really, really loved this speech. It was very inspiring. And if you wasn't a Paul Heyman guy, you have to be one after hearing that speech. Because let me tell you something, every time he's on the mic, he always deliver. And that right there, ladies and gentlemen, that was top shelf Paul Heyman. Congratulations to you, sir. And we do look forward to everything that is in your arsenal. We're ready for that fire. We are ready for that smoke. Let's take a break. Let's play some of these messages here.
So I was telling everyone that if Omos were to win that match, Shane, you would have to give up 1 hour of hosting. So what happened? Is that going to happen? What happened? Boom.
Well, no, I'm not going to do that, but, you know, I still love you anyway.
Yo, 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 yo. It's the Three Belt Podcast Friday Night Smackdown with your hosts, Shane O'Mac featuring Mundo, Triple J. Shane O'Mac night on Friday Night Smackdown with my man Boom and myself, Lawan. Three Belt Podcast. Are y'all ready?
Mm-hmm.
He's not signed to AEW. He does go there every so often, but he's not signed.
Stephanie McMahon still have the implants, or did she get bigger ones? Did she take them out? Haven't seen her in years.
Really,
That
Drew?
That is so rude. Dude,
Really, Drew?
that is
Come
so rude.
Wow.
You can never ask Des that before y'all hopped on the train. You had to ask that live on, unreal. Lawan, please say something nice.
Wow, Paul Heyman. Wow. That was great.
We agree.
Why was that first? I mean, he might as well now go to the next person and say, follow that.
Hell, that's what I said. We thought that he would have been the closing because we figured that he was going to be like amazing, which he was. Can you imagine following that? I would be like, yo, please don't let me follow that. I will follow anybody except him. Right, Des? I mean, come on, dude. Those are big shoes to follow right there.
Right, I get what y'all are saying, but you know, Paul is like how Vince is and how Triple H is. He doesn't want anything to be about him, so you know he wants to get it out the way. And I think that he did that purposely so it can end with The Rock inducting his grandmother into the Hall of Fame, and the family is all there. You see Rikishi, you see Jay, you see Jimmy, you see Solo, you see so many of the family members around the ring. So I think that was strategically done. Yes, everybody came to see Paul, but this is still WrestleMania. We still got to conduct business, and why not end it with the final boss, The Rock? Because at the end of the day, everybody's gonna go shit-faced crazy when The Rock shows up. Because 9 times out of 10, they probably forgot that he's even inducting his grandmother. So yeah.
You think Solo right now, just seeing him with the glasses on with Andrade, you think these guys are sleeping and napping behind a Alundra Blaze talking? Because look at them, look at their faces. They just got their head down. Like, yo, this bitch is boring the shit out of us. Like, get somewhere, Alundra Blaze. Oh my god.
But
yes,
you know what?
Because the way Andrade's head went from back to front as if he was falling like this. Yeah. Yes.
Oh shit.
Some tequila. Mm-hmm.
That's what probably happened. He probably passed him on the side real quick. Here, drink some of these. This is my specialty.
I'm shocked that they even have her on the Hall of Fame doing this because I remember the episode of WWE Treasures last season when they wanted to get the original women's championship that she threw into the garbage on WCW. And she was like holding it hostage because she claimed that Vince said that she can keep it, but then they want it now, but she was trying to upcharge them for it. I was like, this bitch is wild. They even sent Mick Foley, who she had a relationship with, and she was like, "Fuck you, Mick. Fuck you." No.
Yo, is that's a wig piece on a wig bun on her hair, right?
Of
I
course,
got it. That's like a wig. Yeah, she got no hair then. Oh
Look
my
how old
god.
she is. She is old. Shane.
Oh my god.
Hey, you got to do what you got to do when you get old. You lose some things. So in order to, to look young, you want to add stuff to it. But she was there. So, but did they get the belt after all of that? Des, did they manage to get it?
No, they didn't get the belt. Mick Foley left. He was pissed off at the fact that she was not willing to give it away because of the. It's only because of the fact that Vince. It was Vince's fault. When she tried to give it back to him, he was like, "No, you keep it," and him being stupid. And now years later, they won it, and she understands the monetary value of it, and you're gonna fucking pay up, or you're not gonna get it at all. So they didn't get it.
Oh, well,
And Solo sleep. He sleep. I can tell.
mm-hmm. It's all right though. They had a week. I mean, can you imagine what they was doing all this week? Dealing with Raw and then doing all the promotions throughout the city, throughout the whole week with WWE World and stuff like that. It's a very busy week for these guys, and had to perform tonight, and got to be ready for tomorrow and Sunday, and then again on Monday. They're busy like us. Woof.
Shane, where was Devon when Paul came out? He wasn't sitting next to Bubba. He came in after the fact.
I don't know. Maybe he either came late or probably stepped to the bathroom because he didn't think that he was going to step out. I don't know. Maybe he thought that.
Always late, right? I'm 5 minutes away. Tell him don't start yet. I'm 5 minutes away. Tell Corey to just stall for me real quick.
He's still putting on his clothes and putting on his socks. He ain't even out the house yet. Talking about, I'm almost there. Ooh, boy, I tell you, boy, folks, man, folks. But it was good that congratulations to Paul Heyman. It was good that he started then because I wasn't even thinking that way, Des. So thank you for explaining it that way. Because now, after you explained it, it makes sense for him to open rather than close. Because the dynasty, they're going to close. I can see like the whole family like being there, standing behind her because she was important to the business.
She's dead.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So, and The Rock did mention, like, I remember because I heard it and seen it through, like online, but then WWE didn't exactly acknowledge it, like with the graphics. But it wasn't until after The Rock said that he was going to induct her, that's when I started seeing, her face more in the productions. Or maybe it's me, I don't know, with the promos and stuff like that.
I expect his mom to probably be the one who, says a speech after he inducts her. That's why she's there, front row.
Right.
I would think. I mean, that's her mom, so I would think. I don't know. But back to you and SmackDown, Shane.
Yes, we're gonna hop back into the show, everyone. Like I said, the only reason why we did that is because us guys here at the Three Bell Podcast, we really love Paul Heyman. We love his mic skills, and we was very eager to hear what he has to say. So it was part of our show as to whether it's going to be now or later on. And then as soon as it happened, we was going to catch it. So I'm glad we caught it now. So let us continue with SmackDown. I am being told because my old age, I forgot where we left off, but I was told that the next thing we're going to talk about, because I do want to talk about this quick fast, Des, is the video package of. Oh no, I don't want to talk about this one, but it was the final package of the Final Testament. So it's the usual. Yeah, we're this and we're that, and we're going to do this and that to Bobby and friends, this, that, and the third. If you guys have anything to say about it, let y'all speak now or forever hold your peace. Des and Jay, or should we just move on? Because I have nothing to say.
We can move on. I mean, we've seen that like twice 2 months ago, so we good.
Okay.
Yeah, you can move on from it. I wasn't too entertained by what I saw from them.
Okay, well, maybe you was entertained by this. With all of that craziness that was going on at the opening, dealing with Kevin Owens and Randy Orton and Logan Paul talking smack in the other arena, which I like to call Mania Arena, Logan Paul was actually inside the ring where we had SmackDown. He was talking smack, and then out of nowhere, here comes KO and RKO. Des, will start with you, and then Jay to follow on this cute little exchange they had.
Well, this was actually shorter than the opening that we had, and he was calling RKO, Randy. He was calling Randy and KO stupid. Basically it seemed for falling for the trap for having them go to the football stadium where he was, and then he's back at the basketball arena. Excuse me, and he was like, they're stupid. And then he said that the fans are stupid because they like Randy and RKO, so they're just stupid for liking them. And then he said that he had a camera crew and Grayson and Theory at the other arena about to get the trap going. And then once we got to it, we got Theory and Grayson standing at the top of the stage, and they're like, "Look, we don't know where the guys went. We were following behind them on the golf cart, and I don't know where they are. Like, we don't know where they are." And then we get panned back to the basketball arena, Wells Fargo, where SmackDown is, and you see Randy and KO appear from underneath the ring, and Logan's still looking at the mini itty bitty Titantron where he's watching a video of Grayson and Theory, and they're like, they're not here. And then you hear them saying KO, KO, KO in the background, but nothing's happening. And then Logan turns around and he sees Randy, and then he sees KO, and he's like, oh shit. So he tries to leave out the ring, and KO catches him, starts beating up on him, and catches him with a stunner. And then eventually Randy catches him with the RKO. Jay, what you got to add to that, bro?
Well, what I got to add to it was like when Logan came out, he hit us with the Razor Ramon Ayo. I was like, come on, is this the way he's gonna start this?
Yeah, I
And
think that's how, isn't that how his song starts too? Now that you mentioned that,
yeah, yeah,
I
Ayo.
never. Thanks for saying that. I never noticed that. Boo.
Yeah. Yeah, the fact that he proceeded to call them dummies and goons and everything. But one thing that I did catch from it is that something we talked about before, and we've been noticing with him, Waller, and Theory. He finally like kind of acknowledged them by calling them his associates now. So, we got to keep an eye on this little trio that they got brewing with them. And to see them come back in the ring when the lights went semi dark and they popped out, that was hilarious because we got the stunner. And then Kevin Owens he was getting so hyped just for Randy to give him the RKO that he ran in front of Logan, turned them around and got him RKO'd. I thought that was hilarious between them two, and it's good that you could actually see them having fun in that ring together. Like he slapped Logan, he slapped Randy slapped KO in the hands, and you see them happy and everything. Hope that continues between the two. And tomorrow, whenever the fight is, I kind of forgot already, but I want to see what's gonna happen when that triple threat comes along, fellas.
At the end of all of this, it just seems to me that Logan is going to walk away as the winner because there's too many factors here that Logan can take advantage of. Like I say, we have the besties Theory and Waller. They're now here to help out Paul. And then you have, his boys, the Prime Boys. Who knows how many of them is going to show up? We definitely know it could be two, but it could be even more than that, especially now that the brand has expanded. It's bigger because now they're sponsors of WWE. So who knows how many people is going to be in his camp alone. So this is going to be very interesting. And again, who's going to take that belt, Kevin Owens or Randy? How would that go? I don't know. Good luck to you fellas. You're gonna need it. Let's go to the ring. We are getting an introduction to the next match. But first, I want to play this quick message before we talk about that. It's from Lamont.
True, I wouldn't be surprised if his brother pop up, Logan Paul's brother pop up.
That would be interesting, even though isn't he still in his training season to fight Tyson? But that's not until like June, right? So he has plenty of time to show up and, show support and love for his brother. Just like I'm sure his brother going to show support for him with his fight with Tyson. Yeah, that would be interesting. And again, who knows who will show up for Logan's camp. So that's going to be interesting. Just like this little incident is very interesting. For match number 2, before we even get the intro music, we're backstage, and apparently Dragon Lee got jumped. He got jumped. He's laying on the ground, and Carlito was checking on him, and they're like, "Hey, what's going on? ¿Qué pasa? What happened? Who did this? Coño, what's going on?" Right? Meanwhile, Selena, she's like, "Oh my god, who did this? What's wrong? What happened? What happened? What's good?" And everyone's like, "Go, because you have a match. So just go ahead." So we get to the ring, and Selena Vega, she comes out assisted by Mr. Rey Mysterio. because she has a one-on-one with Elektra Lopez with Santos. Now, keep in mind, this is Elektra Lopez's singles debut. It's the first time we get to see her. Jay, I'm going to start with you and then Des to follow your thoughts on everything. Well, Jay, I want you to explain what happened because something very interesting happens after the winner was declared on this match, which I really would like for you to explain to us. And then Des will follow. Hit it, Jay.
Right. It was cool to see like Elektra actually, debut tonight. I actually, am one who looks into the matches that are happening tonight, and I didn't look tonight. So this was kind of shocking that we got Elektra's debut. And, we didn't get too much. We just got a little breeze of what she could be. And um the fact that when Dominic interfered and Zelina had to hit him, the first thing that I paid attention to was Dom's boots. It looked like he had big bear boots on, like if his feet were bare feet. And I noticed that after Ray took him down, and they began to do their little spat outside the ring or whatever. And then at the end, when Santos got in the ring, and they was jumping Ray, and Santos pushes Andrade twice. Like, come on, help us. Let's beat this guy up. And he doesn't do it. And he swings and hits Santos. And, that's the shit I've been talking about. Like, this is the match I've been waiting for between the two. And he just wounds out on the both of them to help Ray, hugs Selena. And man, he played this shit to the core from the time when they first interviewed him when he came back, and he was like, I gotta get my way back to Selena. I miss her. And the whole time that Dom was presenting him in Judgment Day, like, look, we could use him, we could do this, man, look at what he did. He used Dom to get to his old manager. And I thought that was cool. I'm for it because I've been waiting for that type of a matchup between them two. At first I actually thought they was gonna be forming a 3-man group. I ain't gonna lie to you. But then when I seen this happen, I said, oh, that Monday Night Raw talk that happened. It's crazy because that shit got swept under the rug. So that shit was fire, fellas.
Acknowledge me. Acknowledge me, Jay. It might have happened the night before, but acknowledge me. I always saw this shit coming. I never thought that Andrade was going to join with Judgment Day. This man has been saying since day one, Dom, I'll see you soon. Dom, I'll see you soon. And let's get it right. Yes, Santos was pushing him and all that, and so was Dom, but the first person he attacked was Dom. It wasn't Santos. I see where you're trying to go. You want to get to Santos versus Andrade fast, but let's pump the brakes. He started beating up Dominic first, and then he went after Santos. But yeah, it's nothing more for me to add to what Jay said. But as I said to you guys the other night, my prediction is for Dom to still win the match because I said that Carlito is the moving part and he is the X factor. One, I believe that he's the one that attacked Dragon Lee because of the fact that he was pissed that Ray picked Dragon Lee over him, and he's been defending LWO this entire time. Ray's been out. Two, when he came to the back tonight and was trying to inform Ray of, what's going on, they already established that Andrade would be in place of Dragon Lee for WrestleMania. And, Carlito was just like, real quick, he was like, what the fuck? Then he tried to be supportive of it. So I was like, whoa.
Yeah, you jumped ahead by saying that, but go ahead.
No. The Undertaker just arrived. What the fuck?
You're telling me the Undertaker is on the Hall of Fame thing right now?
The Undertaker just showed up at the Hall of Fame just now. Because I still had it going, but I don't know what's happening. I don't know why he's here. Or
is he about to speak, or
he's going into the ring? I wasn't paying attention. I just looked up. I thought you were stopping me because of the fact that he was coming out. But what the hell is happening right now?
Well, this is a special report. We gotta listen to this. Let's listen in.
Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. The hands can't hit what the eyes can't see.
Oh my God.
Oh wow.
Now you see, now you don't. Big George thinks he will, but I know he won't. I've just always wanted to say that, never been able to, so. Only one man can truly claim to be the greatest professional boxer of all time. Muhammad Ali.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
As a household name, Muhammad's contributions have been unprecedented, dominating boxing for over 2 decades. He was a 3-time heavyweight world champion, taking on men like Sonny Liston, Smoking Joe Frazier, and Big George Foreman. He took them all to the limit. Between his feats as an athlete and a humanitarian, Muhammad Ali may be one of the most decorated individuals in the history of time. Just to name a few: an Olympic gold medalist, presidential award winner, boxing Hall of Famer. Muhammad was and always will be the legend amongst legends. It is my humble honor to induct the champ, the greatest, Muhammad Ali, into this year's WWE Hall of Fame. Please welcome Lonnie Ali to accept this award in his honor.
Lonnie.
Well, I mean, that right there, I mean, and it's weird that happened while I was talking, right? Holy shit. I done forgot what I was talking about. I mean, I don't know, I don't want us to keep getting interrupted by the Hall of Fame because we got to get through this. But yeah, I believe I was talking about Rey Mysterio and Friends, right?
Yeah, I had cut you because you had you kind of jumped and mentioned something that was going to happen later, but since you already said it, you might as well keep talking about it.
Yeah, I'm sorry, only because it's yeah, my bad. I apologize. Yeah, I do apologize.
Jay,
So
you were supposed to come in and say, no, we're not talking about
he
that
started
yet. No.
he started watching the Hall of Fame and forgot about us. He took his headphones off. That's why. See,
All
he
right,
didn't take his. See, now
Sorry,
there he is.
now he's here.
sorry, fellas. I know
But
you were talking about me. I had one ear in, so I heard you guys.
Okay, but go ahead, Des. Keep on going.
I'm sorry. But yeah, I mean, yeah, but I still think that Carlito is going to be the moving part that makes all the difference tomorrow. And I actually see him being a better bad guy than he is a good guy. I think he'll give you more as a bad guy than he does as a good guy, personally.
Yeah, because as a bad guy, he could just pop up out of nowhere and do his little 37-second thing and then walk away. He doesn't have to worry about doing like a whole match, which he can't do by himself. He can only like be a tag teamer in order to do that. So either be a tag teamer or be a bad guy that walks around like Joe Gacy and just raise hell for like 37 seconds and then walk away. But yeah, pretty much that's what's going on, everybody. I'm jumping ahead. I might as well just jump ahead by saying that backstage, Ray gets news that Dragon Lee is unable to compete because he had gotten beaten up. So then Andrade was there, and he was like, "Well, hey, I can fill in that spot." And even though Carlito was standing right there, like we thought Carlito was going to get the spot, but no, he gave it to an Andrade. And then Carlito was like, "You know what? Go ahead. And we was like, was that really sincere? That congratulations from Carlito to Andrade? No, this is going to be very interesting because there's a lot of stories that's mixing around in this pot of gumbo. So we'll tune in.
But
So
Shane,
yes, Des.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. But this
No, you're
just
not.
goes back to this. No, I really am. This goes back to my gripe last week when I was just murdering every story because of the fact that they've been showing so much to the bloodlines shit that they didn't promote a lot of other stuff. This is one of them. They waited till the last chance to make this actually interesting because I was saying last week, they didn't do nothing for this for how long, and now we get the match a week ago or so, and then now you add all these extra twists and turns in it at the last second. It's like, damn, yes, you want to watch it, but damn, imagine if it would have got its proper due. You feel me? Like, yeah. That's
So
all.
moving forward, would that make you watch it more or less?
Well, because of the fact that the stuff that I've been predicting and mentioning and stuff is actually happening, of course I want to see it through because I still want to see whether I'm right or wrong with Carlito turning on the LWO and joining LDF. Because, like I said, this is a Latino civil war right now. It doesn't matter if you're Puerto Rican, if you're Mexican, El Salvador, or anything of that nature. So it's just a Latino civil war right now, which is why someone main eventual Jay is just completely invested in it right now.
Oh, you think just Jay is invested in it? because
No. I'm saying this is why specifically he is extremely invested in it. That's why I said extremely invested in it. I'm invested in it already. Like I said, I want to see if I'm right or wrong on this as well.
This is true. Yes, Jay, you are extremely interested in this.
Well, I only became that way based off of what happened tonight because I was already I've been wanting Santos and this guy to fight. So yeah, I've been waiting for that. So I got a little piece of it tonight, and I'm hoping to see this by the summer, where we get them two fighting.
So the answer is yes. He's extremely invested in it, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that.
Ivy
I
Mia.
mean, bro,
Okay, fine.
no,
If you want
bro.
me
I
to,
mean,
I
your
understand.
reaction tonight in the chat said that you were, and I don't blame you. Like it's your time. It is your time. Get a meaningful match, and with our Latino brothers and Latina sisters, get it going. I mean, we're getting some black representation finally as well. So why not? Let it go all around, black and brown. Let's go. I'm with it.
Right. The Rock is entering the building.
I mean, my thing was just Paul Heyman. I wasn't really worried about anything else. And then we didn't know that the
Can
Undertaker.
I? Sorry to cut you off, but can I ask a question? The guy that's sitting next to Rikishi, is that the guy from the Italian Job, the movie?
I
I'm
don't know.
looking at it because I watched the Italian Job earlier today, and there was a big fat Samoan guy sitting down in a chair, and he was conducting business. And now I'm seeing this guy next to Rikishi, and I'm like, wait a minute, this guy looks just like him. I'm
It
wondering if
could be possible, but then again, you got to realize there's a lot of them. Remember, you just spoke about watching this movie. What was that movie? The movie with The Rock and this dude.
Hobbs and Shaw.
Yes, and
Did
remember
you?
they had the whole all of those guys there, like that the big tribe, the big family, and how a lot of them was there, how they all look alike.
This
So it
is
is.
Right.
weird as fuck. I'm sorry, guys. She's really just she just not inducted, but she just gave The Rock the People's Championship. What the fuck? It's an actual belt now. Actual belt. He came out with
What
no
did
music.
Ray, what are you saying?
This lady presented him with the People's Championship belt, title, or whatever you want to call it. He came out with no music. He came out from the crowd, and oh my gosh. And he's being booed like crazy by the crowd, by the way.
Really? It's
Yeah,
just
they are.
people's champ. So that's what this is with the bull head. This is like the people's champion.
That's the People Championship. Remember, that's the moniker that Muhammad Ali went by first. He was the People's Champion.
Right. So why is
And
he getting?
because remember, Muhammad Ali granted him the okay. He gave him the okay to use that moniker moving forward in his WWE career as the People Champion. If you didn't know.
No, I did not know.
Right. So a member of the LA family presented the actual People's Championship title to him, but this is just odd. It's so weird.
That is odd. During,
and he is being booed. He is being completely booed by these fans.
I don't blame him. This ain't your moment, dude. I mean, I understand that the family is blessing him with this, but
it seems like everything he does right now is just to get people pissed off at him.
It's so much about him. Like, okay. Can we talk about something else? Because that was,
sure.
I don't like that at all.
Well,
no, it was fine that you mentioned it. It was fine that you mentioned it, but
Jay mentioned it. He said The Rock was. I wasn't even paying it. I wasn't even looking up. Then he said it. I'm like, oh, he really is there. But then I just found it odd. It was awkward. I'm like, what the hell? Anyway, I'm going.
Anyway, because Des, I'm going to ask for your opinion first, and then Jay to follow on this next thing here, where we have I can't even. I'm going to say this for the last time, where we have SWV. Naomi, Bianca Belair, and Jay Cargill. They come into the ring with their Cowboy Carter outfits on. I don't know if there's a tour going on, but they was looking cute, looking like cowgirls. And apparently they have a name. And it's not SWV and it's not MBJ or JBM. It's another interesting name. Des, what is it? And then Jay, what are your thoughts to follow?
Yes, I love this. As a fellow beehiver myself, we're currently in the midst of the Cowboy Carter era, where every one of us are cowboys, and some may refer to themselves as cowgirls, but we're all cowboys. There's it's all equal, and I love this for another week. I love this black woman excellence being portrayed and bestowed upon us, because we have never experienced this in the WWE before. Watching Naomi come out, and then watching Bianca come out with her cowboy hat on and have one in her hand for Naomi, and then they came down to the ring together. It was beautiful to see that. And then they big up each other, and I love that. One woman picking up the next women, and then they bigged up and helped introduce the newest member of the SmackDown roster, Jade Cargill, and she came out in her looking good in her cowboy outfit. And Jay mentioned that they look like Destiny's Child, and for sure they did. Honest to God, they did. Again, I'm not used to seeing this in WWE. And Jade, she mentioned themselves as the big three. I was like, yeah, that fits perfectly. The big three. Naomi is the past, but she's not forgotten. She's the past. Bianca's the present, and Jade is the future, and I love it. I love this shit 100%. 100%. Jay?
I honestly thought that shit was fire between them, like the way they came out. And all I could think about is, any type of, Destiny's Child song that you could play right now. So, man, that was fire the way they did it. And I'm pretty sure that probably put a smile on, you know, um, Beyonce's face as well. She probably got word of it from the Beehive. And also, the fact that they came out with the big three, yeah, I'm not too sure if that's the proper name for them. I don't know. I don't have another name for them, but I don't know if that's the proper name to go by. Just because they've used the big three terms in basketball, and then at the same time, it's a basketball league run by Ice Cube as well. I don't know how far they could run with it, but it's a good choice for them. But let's see how they acknowledge it and push it. You know. Other than that, I'm ready for them to see. I'm ready to see them kick some ass tomorrow. And like Jade said, you're now in the eye of the storm.
Well, if you call yourself the big three or call yourself whatever, first off, please don't call yourself the pride, and please don't call yourselves the black blank, the black warriors, the black this or the black that. Like, yes, we know you're black. You don't have to have it as a title. Just call yourself something other than those. And more importantly, please stay together. You make an amazing and powerful faction. Like, you could be the most powerful faction in WWE if you really play it right. So congratulations to you girls. And we're going to see you win. Win, win, win. Yes. We are hype. We are excited. But are we as hyped up as Jey Uso as we get a quick shot of him getting himself hyped up and getting ready for his match later on tonight against his brother Solo? And then we get to our next match. We get NCR, the New Catch Republic, versus Besties Waller and Theory. This is very straight and this is very short and straight to the point. Jay, we start with you and Des to follow on your thoughts on this match.
Honestly, with this match, it was smooth. I exactly liked what Waller was doing tonight. He seemed to display a little bit more action within what he was doing, and I was feeling it because he came that tornado DDT that he did when he was on the top of the ropes and then landed on the outside of the ropes doing it. I thought that was fire by him, and the fact that them Germans that Dunn and Bate be doing them snaps, that shit looks like it'll break your neck, and the fact that they're the ones going into tomorrow with the momentum heading into this PLE tomorrow. Much kudos to them because those are one of the tag teams I predicted that will actually take one of the belts and come home to SmackDown back with it, fellas.
That was short. Yeah, that was short. Wow.
Short for Jay, right?
Right. I was not expecting. I was still going through my notes. Oh my gosh. Oh my God Almighty. But yeah, Jay, he mentioned that tornado DDT from the top to the outside apron. That shit was fucking awesome by Grayson. I was not expecting that from him at all. And then he hit a nice knee as well. And then I laughed at the fact that he beat Tyler Bate to the punch. You know how Tyler Bate tried to do that fake and then punch you. When he did the fake, Grayson punched him. I was like, oh, okay, Grayson, you're learning. I like you. You're learning. But all in all, it was a good match. Shane, do you want us to continue on what happened after the match? I missed that part. I just put my headphones down for a second. Am I clear to do that?
Nah, hit it. Let us know what's going on.
Yeah. So just seeing Judgment Day in full force coming out of that goddamn crowd was awesome. I mean, including with Rhea, because in these past few weeks, Rhea hasn't been out in public with Judgment Day. If anything, we might get a scene with her in the back, but like in the arena, she hasn't been with Judgment Day. So to see them all together and just seeing, the dominance. If like Jay, you there, Jay?
Yeah,
Jay,
yeah,
are you there?
I'm here.
Yeah, you better press that button faster. But look, I'm just saying to see if you notice these past few weeks where they've been taking out the tag teams. Who's been the most dominant one out of everybody taking out of the tag teams?
Well, the New Cat Republic's been the most dominant tag team I've seen so far on
No.
SmackDown.
The question is, what I said was the Judgment Day. As we've been watching them take out the tag teams, who's been the most dominant one while they're taking out these tag teams?
They have been pretty much dominant.
Okay.
Look at it.
The answer that I was looking for is Damian Priest. Damian Priest has been the most dominant one out of everybody when they're out there taking out these tag teams. And I was trying to see if I can push you to say, oh yeah, you know what? He might be on his way to cashing in at WrestleMania this weekend because he's been looking really, really serious and really dominant in the last few weeks when it comes, once they started to figure out who the teams that they would be going against for this weekend. So that's one thing that I noticed. I guess, Jay, you didn't notice it, but yeah, I noticed that chokeslam that he did to Grayson tonight was fucking unbelievable. That was like a Kane-like chokeslam tonight. The Razor's Edge, the stomp by Finn Balor off the top rope, like they looked great tonight, and it makes you say, will the Judgment Day really lose this weekend? Will they lose both belts? Will they lose only one belt? Will they win? Like really, really hard. Shane?
It's going to be hard because this is not just a regular tag team match. You got 6-packs in there. So we should see what's going on. And not for nothing, shout out to New Catch Republic as well as Wale in Theory they're going to be doing this all over again tomorrow because their match is on, day 1, the 6-pack. So good luck to you fellas. And thank you for showing up tonight at SmackDown. Speaking of thank you, let's play these quick messages before we continue. Juan says,
Sounds like he's inducting Muhammad Ali.
yeah, for what we got, the family presented The Rock with like a special, the People's Champion. I personally thought that it took away from Muhammad Ali, even though it's attached to Muhammad Ali. But this was Ali's moment, and to me, it just seems like The Rock took a little bit of light away from it. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. We'll talk about that later on. Hennessy.
Des, Shane, Jay, shout out to the Three Bells podcast, the Friday Night Smackdown recap on WrestleMania Eve, WrestleMania weekend Eve. What's up, y'all? To what y'all currently speaking on. They coordinated. See, they other people don't know how to coordinate. I love how they came out. I love how they introduced Jade. I felt weird about the crowd. I can't call it, but just this is gonna be beautiful. I think their match is tomorrow.
Shane, did he say the crowd?
It's just gonna be beautiful. It's gonna be beautiful, man.
What happened, Des?
He said the crowd. He didn't know how he felt about the crowd.
No, I wasn't listening.
Oh
the only
God.
thing I heard was John with the spoon reference from Boomerang.
Nah, if you said that you didn't know about the crowd, then bro, you got to just remember it's Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. It's usually a red state, so let's keep it there. If you know your politics, when I say red state, then you know.
Yeah. But Henny, what's good, man? How are you? Hope all is well. Oh no, not that bell, not that one. This is the bell we were looking for. Yeah, there you go. No snoring here. Jay is up. He's wide awoken, right, Jay? No snoring tonight.
No snoring tonight, guys. I'm wide awake. I'm just here watching the Hall of Fame, talking with you guys at the same time.
Multipass. So
of
moving
course,
right along. Yeah, of course, multipass.
So
so let us continue. We had a video package of Damage Control basically doing the same thing. They're talking about, what happened, where they're coming from, what they're doing, a whole bunch of reading. It was a video package. So let's move on to the ring. We have LA Knight. He's on the microphone. Dez and Jay, do you guys have any comments, anything you want to say about this little promo that LA Knight gave us?
I honestly think that they should have showed the video of their altercation from earlier today instead of having him out there in the ring. They were going back and forth for I don't even know how long while the media was just recording. Nobody even thought to even break it up. It was actually funny because it looked like two kids having an actual fight and no adults around, and all the rest of the little kids are like, yeah, go, get him. And then once the adult came and broke it up, AJ Styles came up with a bloody nose and saying, "I'm gonna fuck you up at WrestleMania." And then LA Knight was like, "Oh yeah, you gonna come to SmackDown, pussy?" And then I was just like, "Oh, okay, the Rock effect is happening." Yeah, I'm like, the Rock effect is happening. And then and then to lead to the LA Knight promo in the ring, it wasn't much. I think that what happened earlier in the day was actually more effective than what we saw in the
Same here. I only had like maybe one or two lines that I wrote as with this, where LA Knight was just saying that he was feeling fresh and ready for tomorrow, and the fact that he sees AJ running away, crying, grabbing a crying towel and such. But that, going back to that fight earlier, Dez, I'm not sure if you saw in that video, the chick who ran, that was Roxanne Perez in the back with them. I had to watch the video twice just to, and I paused it and I was like, oh
in
shit,
their fight video.
That's Roxy. Yeah, that's Roxy.
I didn't even see. I didn't even notice.
In the black dress.
I'm not gonna lie. I was watching it while I was at work, so I'm not supposed to watch it. So quick, I was watching.
Man, she got her ass up real quick from that. She jetted real fast, like the cameras turned quick, and I noticed her. So, man, they was just launching each other. Like, that shit was cool. Even like to the point where they breaking the wall. Like, yo, like, is this like at one point you would think that like, is this shit serious between the two? That they just holding each other's necks and everything, because this felt like a classic. It felt like a classic hood fight.
Yeah.
Where two guys are just holding each other and they got nothing else to do but probably throwing one little punch here, one little punch there.
I got one. I got one for you, Jay. You remember that the same promo, not that same promo, but a promo back in the day with Sting. I forgot who he had a promo with. Not a promo, but they were doing a press conference and then they started fighting in that, in the back, and it was just going crazy, breaking tables and everything, and everybody was like, "Oh my god!" Like it gave me that vibe, that type of vibe, old school type.
Yes, and at that is the fact that we got it while WWE World was happening, while fans were actually online filing to come inside and get autographs and take pictures. That was the whole crazy part. So for the fans to get that unexpectedly, that was fire. If I'm paying my $100 just to come in there for an autograph session and I see this, that's it. I gained all my money's worth. I don't care what else happens the rest of the time I'm here. I actually got to see a match that they're gonna probably show on TV, in which they did. And to me, AJ should have came out tonight. But the way he was bleeding, I was like, yo, I hope he doesn't have a bloody nose coming into tomorrow's fight. No, Sunday's fight. I hope not.
Well, that just goes to show you, WWE, that little exchange that they had at WWE World was more entertaining than his little mic thing, his fest that he had going on. So, yeah, good luck to these guys. This is going to be an interesting exchange, man. Very interesting.
Shane,
we have another. Yes, Des.
I hate to interrupt you,
No,
but
go
this
ahead.
leads perfectly into my WWE rumors reaction and hot takes, if you don't mind.
Go ahead, hit it.
All right. So with that being said,
oh my God, you gotta be kidding me! You gotta be kidding me! Don't do this!
So I would love to get your reaction to this regarding WWE Creative. WWE President Nick Khan noted to Matt Bullen, or whatever his name is, that Triple H is in charge of all creative and is owed a lot of the credit for the rating success that we've had recently. So a part of, this whole situation, all these different scenes and everything that we've been seeing in the last few months is all Triple H. Khan added that The Rock.
Sorry, Des.
Yes.
Sorry to cut you off, but they're doing a Bray Wyatt thing for him right now. Sorry to tell you.
Shane.
They're doing a Bray Wyatt thing? What do you mean?
IRS told the guys to do fireflies for them, but it just went off.
Oh, is that all? You're just saying that it was just a moment for Bray Wyatt? Jay, is
More,
that what you...
more, more or less. More or less. My bad. I'm sorry. I just caught that moment and I was like, oh shit. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. Des, you have more? Or you caught in the Fireflies?
I'm not caught in the Fireflies. I wasn't paying attention to that. Yeah, I was saying that Khan added that The Rock is talking to Triple H all the time about his creative, and he added that The Rock being a hardcore heel excites him and has worked. And we kind of lost the momentum on that one. So, yeah, Shane.
Well, here, let's listen to this message and get our momentum back. Henny says,
I think I'm watching the Hall of Fame too, and I seen them just did the Firefly tribute to Bray. I felt like I heard Bray's dad or someone crying up there on the mic, you know, before they cut out. Like, whew, shit.
well, for those of you who don't know, the guy there, IRS, the one that's being inducted to the Hall of Fame, he is in fact Bray Wyatt's father. So he is paying tribute to his son, which is rumored that he, Bray Wyatt, might be inducted next year. I think he wasn't inducted this year because, as you see, his father's being inducted. So that's what all of that was about. Let's move to this next video package, which I actually want to talk about, Des. It's the one with Bobby and friends. The one where I've heard BFAB. And I said, you know what? I actually like the way she speaks, the way she presents. She was very convincing to me in this video. And her voice and the way she delivered her message was perfect with this whole video package. The only thing that kind of stuck out odd to me, and I'm not the only one because the Twitter world, X world, said it also. There was people that was actually laughing at Angelo because, you know, everybody, you know, all four of them was looking, you know, they was looking tough. They had their mean mugs on. And people were saying that Angelo looked like the dude that is forcing a mean face and he wants to laugh. He's holding a laugh. Like they was really grilling on the poor guy. But everybody celebrated the fact that at the end when they pulled up the, you know, the fists, it was the, they was reminded of, you know, the nation. So far, I will say this, Miss BFAB, I'm giving you these special 3 bells because tonight you actually did something to grab my attention because that was an interesting promo that you've done being with Bobby and friends. So there you go, BFAB. You done you got me interested. You got me wanting to hear and see more of you. Jay and Dez, do you have any thoughts? You want to talk about this or should we move on?
I just like the fact that, she was finally able to say something meaningful. She was like, there was nowhere to hide, nowhere to run, and we're going to finish this. And then, the fact that Bobby is like, now you're taking us to the dark side, and we're going to finish you off. They sold the fight better than the Final Testament sold the fight. It's on the fight. So let's see what happens when they fight on night 2. It could either be a great street fight or it could be a yawn fest of a street fight. So let's see what happens because I'm still not invested in it. But good job, BFAB. You did your thing tonight.
Yeah, Shane, you can go ahead and give me my 3 bells because I told you to hang in there with her. And I told you guys as well in the chat after that segment was done that it gave off Nation of Domination vibes. That's all I gotta say.
Here you go, Dez. There you go. Because Dez was right. Dez was the one. He was the one that originally said, "Give her a chance. Give her a chance." And the nation. So yeah, if we get a win, let's get a win. Okay. But then again, I told you the reasons why I was going against Final Testament. But we'll see what happens. Good luck to all of them.
And Shane, did she not dress the part this time around? She dressed much better. Her hair was in coordinates with the rest of the group.
Des, I gave her full flowers tonight. So
yeah,
no,
I'm just saying. No, I don't want no more bells. I'm just saying, like, finally she's in coordinates with the group. She's reflecting what the group wants to reflect. She fit in for once.
Right, yeah. right. I'm not.
No.
I'm not opening the table for the 4th of July cookout yet. I'm going to wait until the match. and
She's
see
giving
what they would do at the match. Like I said, for tonight, she finally got me to change my attitude towards her.
she's
Okay?
giving she's giving the same amount of energy that Scarlett is giving. You know, she's matching her energy. She's just not mysterious like she is, but yeah, she's there.
Well, that doesn't matter to me because I'm looking at Fab only because Scarlett has already given me an opinion for her. You understand what I'm saying? I'm just getting this now tonight before they match. You know what I'm saying? Not before like how you said all this time before you could have given us this stuff, or you wait till now to give it to us. So that's the same thing here. Like I said, I'm opening my mind to her now because I see that she does in fact have mic skills, and she is, in terms of the presentation of Bobby and French, she fits more. So yes, I do agree with you when you say that she does look the part as the Friends.
So I just want to ask you two things. One is, what does Scarlett give off to you? And two, do you agree with me at the fact that the only reason why this storyline has been blah is only because that, you know, and today is a proof of it. 1 week they're there, 1 week they're not, 1 week they're there, 1 week they're not. So it's the inconsistency from SmackDown that's kind of hindering this storyline. So one, what is your thoughts on Scarlett that you have, and do you agree with me? Because that's been my frustration with this storyline.
Well, yeah, of course the storyline has been like dragging. It's not getting as much attention as all the other top stories that's out there. And in terms of my thought of Charlotte, like I like her because she fits the faction. From day one, she fits the faction. And even before the faction, because she was with Cross before the faction was created, yes? So
His
she was
wife.
already, say again?
That's his wife.
But there you go. And she would do whatever it takes to protect protect her husband, and in this case now to protect the faction. She fits it, and it didn't have to take X amount of time for me to see this and come to this conclusion. Like with BFAB, where it took a minute for me to get to where I am of thinking about BFAB today. I was thinking about Scarlett from day one because she showed that she's part of the faction. She showed that she would kick your ass regardless if you were a man or a woman. BFAB hasn't exactly showed that to me yet. So that's what I feel about Scarlett. And in terms of the storyline, yes, there should have been more time on it, but understand that there was other stories that they wanted to cover. I guess they felt there was more audience wanting more, I guess. I don't know. But speaking of more Dez and Jay, let's talk about the main event for tonight. Finally, we have Jay versus his little brother Solo. Dez hit it, and then Jay hit it after.
Yeah, this was a cool match. You know, I didn't expect too much because of the fact that Jay has to participate in WrestleMania tomorrow. So I knew that it was just the same thing as us watching the Underboys last week fighting against Ilya. Yeah. It wasn't going to be too much. It was just going to be him trying to soften up the opponent for the main person. It was a good match between the two brothers. I expected Jimmy to interfere. He was there. Like, it's just common sense. He would interfere in the match. And yeah, I actually didn't take down any notes for this match because there was no special points to the match where that needed to be said or, in my opinion, made on the show tonight. But again, maybe Jay saw something different than I did. Jay?
Honestly, within the match, I just really wrote that Solo was getting yeeted down by Jay, and Jay was pretty much dominating this fight. From what I was seeing, and then with everything else that ensued in this fight, I felt that it was it made everything better at the end just to see, the Super Friends come and help Jim to help, I don't know, come help Jay, whatever, and just make this a night as to where we know is a night of unexpected. This, tomorrow, Sunday, and it's always good to see sibling rivalry. We get it. Like I heard Natalia say recently, she was like, every 10 to 15 years, we always get this type of a sibling rivalry. We have people where, it makes your eyes go directly to it because you're invested in family matters, family business, and this is it right here. We get to see brother versus brother. We got it tonight as well. To see Solo in it, and baby bro got it. Baby bro is still got that donut next to him since he fought John Cena. So it's like what 0-42, 0-43 since John Cena for Mr. Solo Sikoa. They'll probably update it on Twitter tomorrow with that. And it was cool at the end with the belt whipping. So I felt that payback was cool as fuck. Good way to end the show.
So that, ladies and gentlemen, as long as it was and as long as it took, because we had awesome scenes from the Hall of Fame. But we are at the end of our SmackDown recap. So I want to quickly go through these news clips because at the end of our news clip segment is a very interesting topic that I would like for the homies Dez and Jay to talk about. So come on over, gang. Let's walk over to the Three Bells news table. So as you know, this past Wednesday, WWE premiered their WWE Speed. So far we've been through half of round one, where the very first match was with Ricochet versus Dragon Lee, and Ricochet won. Then the next match was Bronson Reed versus Cedric Alexander, and of course, Big Braun won that one. There's still 2 more matches in round one in order for us to get our fighter that's going to go against Ricochet and our fighter that goes against Braun. So Exion versus JD McDonough, they are going to fight next Wednesday. Just a quick little note, the debut episode of WWE Speed was watched by almost 4 million people within a 24-hour period. So congratulations to WWE Speed and their debut. Not so good news for Chelsea Green. Chelsea Green was in New York, remember, because WWE Raw Monday was in New York. She was asked to leave a Fairmont hotel. Why? Because of a very sexy outfit that she was wearing. The hotel staff believed that she was an escort. We got our news for the latest PLE, Clash at the Castle. It's going to take place on Saturday, June 15th at Glasgow, Scotland, as well as the Friday before the PLE Smackdown, also in Scotland. This will be the very first PLE to be held in Scotland. Congratulations. And that leads us to this next very interesting news clip, which I need the help of the 2 homies, Dez and Jay, to respond. So apparently there's this very interesting list that came out from the Bleachers Report. It is a list of the top, I want to say this right, the Bleachers Report ranks the 50 greatest WWE superstars of all time. Now, before Dez is only going to read the top 10, and then Jay and myself are going to respond to this. The criteria used to determine this list is as follows: the historical significance, championships, popularity, needle mover, whatever that means, time active, pay-per-view PLE appearances, and skills, i.e. in-ring or mic or charisma. Des, please do the honors of giving us the top 10 out of this 50.
All right. So with that being said, we're going to talk about the top 10, but on Raw, we'll get more on Monday. We'll get even deeper into this. We're going to go and talk about top 50 in general and how we feel about it. But the top 10 greatest WWE superstars of all time, I'll start with number 10 first and go up to number 1. Number 10, we have Hulk Hogan. Number 9, Roddy Piper. Number 8, Shawn Michaels. Number 7, The Rock, the final boss. Number 6, Bruno Sammartino. Number 5, John Cena. Number 4, The Undertaker. Number 3, Macho Man Randy Savage. Number 2, Stone Cold Steve Austin. And to my surprise, number 1, Bret the Hitman Hart. Fellas, how do y'all feel about this top 10? And yeah, what are your thoughts on it? I'll start with Shane, and then we'll go with Jay after that. Shane, what are your thoughts?
Actually, Des, if it's okay, I want to give my time to Jay because I know Jay has a very interesting response to this. Hit it, Jay.
All right.
Hi, Dios mío. I'm surprised at this top 10 because the fact is, since Des said we got to explain the rest on Monday, so then that means I can't explain from 11 on down. So from 1 through 10, me, I'm kind of surprised that
Brett was one.
No, 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 no,
Mm,
no, 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 no,
Bro,
no. I would
bro,
love if
you know what my gripe
oh,
was, and you said
I
11 through
listen to
50. The rest of the 50 will be discussed on Monday. So 1 through
yes,
10 does not
but
feature anybody I'm mad about. I'm just mad at
but
11. I'm mad at number
but
11.
but I am the CEO, so I will allow you to talk about the number 11. Okay, you don't have to be so literal. We can go into it.
I'm
Okay,
very
you understand. You can go ahead and feel if you feel that somebody else should have been in the top 10, that's fine. And if you feel that number 11 didn't deserve to be there, that's fine as well. Please go ahead. I'm respecting what the host of tonight's show said, and for me
Thank
to
you.
read off the top 10. But if you feel that somebody else should have been there, make a case for them. Jay.
With the way this list looked, like from 25 up was suspect to me. For the greatest champion of all time, Ric Flair, to be ranked 24, I was pissed off because they put Becky Lynch ahead of him at 23. In what universe is Becky better than Ric Flair? I'm like, hell no. And then the fact you got Triple H at 21, with Rey Mysterio and Kurt Angle being 11 and 12. I can understand Ray being like the greatest luchador of all time, but he didn't do more than Triple H. Kurt Angle didn't do more than Triple H. Like I would have had, I'm a Triple H guy, but I would have had him at least top 13 to top 15 of all time. I don't see how they would, look at Triple H, a guy who basically started these Monday Night Wars,
Mm-hmm.
invading WCW,
Mm-hmm.
being a part of the biggest factions in wrestling history,
Mm-hmm.
with DX, Evolution. He just,
Mm-hmm.
he was just doing everything that you could think of. 14
So,
time champion, tag team
mm-hmm.
champion with Stone Cold. Both
Mm,
of them two carry all four belts together,
mm,
at the same time. And
mm.
you're telling me he's 21? No,
Jay, Jay, Jay,
no.
Jay. What about
What?
Hunter? What about Hunter Hurst Hemsley? What about him? What did he do for the WWF? What did he do in his time in World Wrestling Federation? Tell me about that. Does that not count too? It says the greatest WWE WWF superstars. What did
Come
Hunter
on,
Hurst Hemsley do? Please,
come on now. Are we gonna
the
really?
blue
Are we
blood,
gonna?
the
Come
blue
on.
blood from Connecticut. What did he do? You and me, we watched it together. We watched
Only,
him.
only, only
We
because of the
watched him.
Ultimate. Come on. He
We
lost to the
watched him
Ultimate Warrior
lose
in his first WrestleMania.
a
In his
returning Ultimate Warrior who was old, and he lost to the Ultimate
that was
Warrior.
that was his first WrestleMania. Did you really expect him to beat Ultimate Warrior at that time? No, nobody did.
But the Ultimate
At
Warrior
that
wasn't
time,
even in the he wasn't even in the company. So like what?
Ultimate Warrior is a legend. There was no way that Triple H was going to beat him at that time when he was Hunter Hearst Helmsley. There was no way that was going to happen. I knew in my
So
right mind that
before
wasn't going to
that,
happen. But this is the reason. But this is the reason why he fought him. And if you notice, Triple H's first belt was an Intercontinental title. He fought a man that put prestige on that belt at one time back in the days with Ultimate Warrior. So why not fight that type of a guy to pass down the torch to you as you're leaving and exiting the company? Because after that, every other Mania or every other time after that, Triple H was gold, bro.
but
Everything
you
after
keep
that,
saying you keep talking about Triple H. I'm talking about
because
Hunter Hearst Hemsley. What did Hunter
after the,
Hearst Hemsley that he is a part of the WWF WWE history? What did Hunter Hearst Hemsley do that made him a needle mover, a game changer? He was, all this stuff that Shane mentioned about as far as how they rank this. What did Hunter Hearst Hemsley do before he met up with Shawn Michaels in China? What did he do?
ay, Dios mío. So we could just say he did nothing. Okay, fine, he did nothing. Fine,
So
fine, he did
does that
nothing.
not that doesn't account for his for as far as his ranking?
But what did he do the other 15 to 20 years? You gotta look at
But I'm
that.
saying though, yes,
Kurt
you can
Ang-
count that, but you got to count the entire resume, not just the next
Angle's
part after
resume.
he met up with
Come on,
Sean in China. Come on,
come on.
tell me,
Angle's
what did he
Angle's
do?
resume was nowhere. Angle's resume was nowhere bigger than Triple H's. No way in hell.
Kurt Angle came in to WWF
Just because he came from the
as an Olympic champion. He came in as an Olympic champion.
what we
Just
doing
because
Olympic champion.
his role wasn't fitting doesn't take away from what he came into. And when you watch Triple H and everybody else talk about him, he was a natural for this business. I can't refute that. I cannot. I think that
No,
his
no, no,
placement
no.
is correct. You
No,
know, may,
he's
I mean,
no,
Shane, hold on a second, Jay.
no.
Shane.
Dez, Dez.
We got to talk. We got to talk about 11 through 20. I'm sorry. Do you mind?
Yeah, I was going to, because yes, I do mind, because I only have but a few minutes, and I still have two more
No, you
things that I
don't.
want to talk about.
You don't.
Because you
This is
guys
the.
are about to get real deep, which is why I specifically said 1 through 10.
You
You
have
guys are
as
about to
much
go way
time
off the
as
radar.
you have as much time as the CEO allows you, and I allow you to go as far as we need to go. We can go to 115, but I got to bring up 11 through 20. Do you mind?
Go right ahead.
All
Go
right,
right ahead.
11 through 20. Number 11 is Kurt Angle. 12 is Rey Mysterio. 13 is Roman Reigns. 14 is Andre the Giant. 15 is Mick Foley. 16 is Chris Jericho. 17 is Brock Lesnar. 18 is Eddie Guerrero. 19 is Randy Orton. And 20 is CM Punk. And Triple H is number 21. But yet, Jay only has a problem with number 11 being Kurt Angle. So you don't have an issue with anybody else on that list besides Kurt Angle. Why?
That and
Why?
Rey Mysterio, because Kurt Angle didn't. Kurt Angle didn't. He's not a 14-time world champion. Come on, bro. He didn't have a bigger impact as far as what he did in the ring. Like Triple H had all the better rivalries, bro. Like,
But you,
like
so
Kurt
you're
Angle didn't
forgetting,
fight Ultimate Warrior and lose.
but you're forgetting the fact of his introductory situations, all the way that led up to him meeting China and Shawn Michaels. That's how many years before he became Triple H. You keep forgetting about Hunter Hearst Helmsley. That matters too. That matters. You brought up Ric Flair. We're only talking about WWF, WWE history. Did Ric Flair really have that much of an impact in WWF and WWE? Don't count NWA. Don't count WCW. Did he really? What was his run in the WWF? What was his run in WWE? Be real. You got to count all that.
Sure. I'm still gonna say that's a suspect, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people will probably be like, you could flip flop quite a few of those names within that. I don't. I'm
You
telling
got
you, I
Lawan,
just don't like.
you got
I
Lawan,
just
you got Lawan, and you got Nah. Lawan and Nah. Do y'all think that Jay has a valid point, or is he just forgetting the fact that this is a WWE only situation, and he's forfeiting the fact that Triple H was not Triple H before he met with China and Shawn Michaels? He was Hunter Hearst Helmsley first, and he was jobbing basically. He's forgetting that part. And whereas Kurt Angle was not, this nigga came into WWF and he was off rip an Olympic gold medalist who was doing the do with the top guys. Like, you can't forget that. You can't forget that. Shane, what is your thoughts on that, Shane?
No, Jay, I kind of agree with Dez, because it says Triple H, which is not including what's that? Hearst Helmsley guy. That was a different person. That was a totally different person, a totally different time, and he wasn't moving the needle as much as he was when he became Triple H. Like when he became Triple H, he was like that guy. He was that dude. If he would have kept on going as Mr. Hearst Helmsley, he wouldn't have last. I mean, how long do you think that pantsy little thing would have last? That's why he did that 180 and became Triple H, and that shit worked way better, to the point that he's even considered to be on this list. You know, so I see what you're saying, Jay, but then I also see what Des is saying, because you're talking about Triple H and you're talking about WWE. But you know what? And I said this in the chat also, that lists like this, as well as just WWE itself, because it's considered art. Everything is art, and it's all subjective. So all of us, all six of us here, Dez, Triple J, Lawan, Hennessy, um, a bit of Tani, if that's his name, guarantee if we all were to have a top 25 list of the greatest wrestlers in WWE's history, we would have six different lists, six different number ones, six different number tens. It's all subjective. It's all subjective. Do you at least agree to that statement, Des and Jay?
Of course, but like I said to you guys before, my guy is top 4, and he should be top 4, and I don't disagree with that at all. And I honestly don't disagree with the top 10, because the top 10 guys on there were needle movers. They all have a chance to be on a Mount Rushmore of WWE. So I don't have an issue with it at all. At all.
Shane, I agree with everything you said. You know, you're right with your assumption of it as far as the way you put it all into detail. So I'm gonna be quiet on it and concede.
But the Jay, you got to look at it as not being a Triple H fan. You got to look at it in the bigger picture. Hunter Hearst Helmsley was not it. Not it. His biggest accomplishment was beating what? Goldust for the Intercontinental Championship, and then he lost to Rocky Maivia. You know, that's not yay. Like, he had to change his character. He had to be more relevant. He wasn't relevant at the time. And that's all I'm saying to you, bro. I respect what he did after the fact when he got with China and he got with Shawn Michaels and became the Game and all that other stuff. That's great. But they're talking about his entire career as a whole. Maybe he should have been higher, but yeah, it's subjective, like Shane O'Mac said.
Me, I love the Game Triple H. Hell, I even work out to his song. Powerful song to work out to. But Mr. Hunter Hearst, you could keep him in the back of the closet, in the darkest part of the closet with the old house shoes and the old dance sneakers from 1970. Leave him there. Okay, so guys, I want to do this because you know I always do this on all the SmackDowns before PLEs. I want to call this Mania Fun Facts. And maybe you may have some also. Just a couple. And then afterwards, I want to hear your guys' thoughts. Or maybe you have a fact that maybe we didn't know. Or how Des will say, oh, did you know? No. So I don't have no music. I guess I could use this music here if you want some music since it's like a list. Fine, I'll play this news music again, I guess. So did you guys know that the most matches ever in one night falls in Mania 4? They had a total of 16 matches, and the entire night was 3 hours and 30 minutes. The longest night from the first match all the way to the end, we should remember this moment, it was Mania 35. It was right here in MetLife Stadium. This thing was a whopping 5 hours and 20 minutes. I still remember that night. It rained and people were trying to get home and they were stuck out there till like 3 in the morning because they had a shortage of buses going back to the city. The longest match was Bret Hart versus Shawn Michaels at Mania 12 at 1 hour, 1 minute and 56 seconds, give or take. The shortest, I have two for you fellas. The Rock versus Eric Rowan from the Wyatt family. This is at Mania 32. That was 6 seconds. And then at Mania 24, Kane versus Chavo Guerrero. That was 9 seconds. The largest crowd, as we all know, still falls in Mania 32 at Arlington's AT&T Stadium. That's Dallas Cowboy Stadium. A whopping 101,663 people was at that Mania. So we need to thank Mr. Hall of Famer Howard Finkel, for he was the one that coined the name WrestleMania. How did you get that name, WrestleMania? Says Finkel. Remember the Beatles? How they invaded the United States back in 1964? And that invasion was dubbed Beatlemania. Guys, guess what Vince McMahon named? He had this name, the Colossal Tussle. Can you believe it? We was about to celebrate the 40th anniversary of the Colossal Tussle. WrestleMania 2 is the only WrestleMania that took place on a Monday. Sad news for you Triple H fans, because he is on record for having the most loss at WrestleManias at 13. And then our guy, Triple J, he should be very happy of this next one because he is part of this. Overall, of all the WrestleManias between 1 and 39, there has been a combined total of 2,118,873 fans that attended WrestleManias. Des and Jay, your thoughts on our fun facts, and do you have any interesting facts to add to this?
Wow. I'm sorry.
Ooh, I got echo. Nice.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I pressed the button by accident, but wow, that is incredible to know. But I have one for you.
Heard it.
Did you know that Triple H said that WWE, meaning him, he has to call an audible every week since what they do is dependent on the crowd reaction. Did you know that, Shane? Did you know that, Jay? He has to call an audible damn near at every event based on what the fans are reacting.
I could see that. I could see that because it's one of those things where you say, okay, I'm going to sing this song, or I'm going to do this dance, but then when you see the theme, or when you see the gist that's grabbing everyone's attention, you got to say, oh, okay, let me pull out, Plan B. Let me pull this thing out of the other pocket. So yeah, I did not know that he does that, but I'm not surprised, and I'm happy that he does do that because he's listening to us rather than listening to his ego. So I love that about him. Thanks for sharing that, Des.
I got another one, Jay. But did you know that, Jay?
No, I didn't know that, and that's actually a cool thing to know that, he's calling shots on the fly based on how the crowd reacts. So he's more or less probably telling, the announce crew, the wrestlers, like, look, let's turn it up, let's do this. The crowd's acting up, fellas, ladies, and
Mm-hmm.
it's cool that his vision is there at the moment, as opposed, to when you get a little bit older, that vision might not be there and clear. So it's good. I like that. Good shit,
I
Triple H.
got one more. Did you know that Nick Khan noted that the Netflix WWE deal happened when Ari Emanuel and Mark Shapiro, the former owners of Endeavor, which they sold recently, and the company that now owns Endeavor went private. They were in touch with not NXT, excuse me, Netflix, and Netflix was reluctant about getting into live programming like Hulu does. But Ari and Mark called Nick Khan and said to him to go meet with the Netflix executives in person, the same people that we saw on Monday Night Raw a few months ago. And once they were all in a room together, it was a quick process that was quickly approved by all heads of NXT, of Netflix, to bring WWE Monday Night Raw to Netflix in January 2025. Did you guys know that?
No, I didn't.
No.
Nope, not at all. That's a good one. That's good. Do you have anyone else? Anything else, or you gonna save it for Monday?
I got one more for you. It doesn't,
Hit it.
I'm good. This is WrestleMania weekend, so we're gonna get a lot of news because a lot of people have been interviewing and stuff of that nature. So this one right here, WWE and TNA have continued to communicate about ideas for the future. TNA executives have headed to Philadelphia, where WrestleMania 40 is, and it's not really known whether they went to Philly for anything WWE related. But obviously, why else would they be in Philadelphia at this point in time, if not to conduct more business with WWE? And not to mention that the TNA Women's Knockout Champion, who we saw featured in Royal Rumble this year, posted on her Instagram, it's not her Instagram, excuse me, her Twitter or X, saying that WWE and TNA needs to do more business with each other. Did you guys know that?
No, I didn't know that, and that's awesome news. Can you imagine what type of collaborations that WWE and TNA can do? This is awesome news, and who knows who is going to be there along with the executives, just to show face, just to give us like eye candies or possible ideas. I think it's an awesome idea. That's awesome news, Des. Let's say you, Jay.
Thank you.
Well, I just got some news where we seen Shayna Baszler go to GCW yesterday, and she went to the Forbidden Door, and she fought last night and actually won against Masha Slamovich, in which she brought Zoe Stark with her, and the crowd actually was loving the fight to the point where they were chanting "Holy shit" when they were fighting and doing their thing. Also, NXT's Charlie Dempsey, aka William Regal's son, was also in action yesterday fighting Josh Barnett, and he won himself. So kudos to both WWE people for winning last night and participating in another brand's fighting thing yesterday. Fighting thingy. Kudos
And
to
now,
them.
to Debbie down your whole situation because you didn't answer my question. Shayna Baszler got booed out the building after she won her match, and they actually chanted "Fuck you, Shayna" at the end of her win at GCW.
Ouch! Really? Well,
Yes, they did.
That's not
Yeah.
well, because Jay mentioned that she beat one of their own. I mean, yeah, she's gonna get booed out. You beat one of their own.
remember,
you-
well, I'll give him this much. As he reported weeks ago that it was a joint venture between WWE, TNA, AEW, and whatnot. So I can't say if she was one of their own per se, but just to knock him down for not answering my question, they chanted "fuck you, Shayna" at the end of her win. It was a KO win, by the way.
Wow, that's that's encouraging for her. If they ask her to come back again and fight someone else, be like, what? You mean go back to the spot where people said "fuck you, Shayna"? Hell yeah, I'm there. I'm on the next plane. Hell yeah. That would be her favorite part. Just like this is my favorite part. Des and Jay, it's time for birthdays. It's time to say happy birthday. Where's my music? Mr. DJ, hit it. If you're celebrating a birthday this week on Mania Week, we like to say happy birthday. For you're also celebrating with these superstars. Randy Orton, he celebrated, he turned 44. And yes, she's sexy always. Chelsea Green, she's 33. And Sika Anawahi from the Wild Samoans. Roman Reigns' father, he turned 79. And it's Mr. DDP himself, Diamond Dallas Page. He's 68. And we just saw her at the Hall of Fame. She has big smiles because she's celebrating her birthday right now. Charlotte Flair. She turns 38. And we like to give a special heavenly birthday to one Peter Maivia. That's The Rock's grandfather. Born 1937 and left us at 1982 at the age of 45. We'd like to say happy birthday to all of our superstars as well as the superstars in your lives. Des and Jay, are there any birthdays or celebrations or anniversaries you would like to give shout outs to?
For once, I have nothing to go with, but I just want to reiterate, like you said, Shane, happy birthday to everyone he mentioned. And if anybody else out there with a birthday, any anniversaries, anything like that, congratulations to you guys.
I'm sorry, guys. I don't have nothing in the chamber this week, but as Des said, salute to everybody that had a birthday this week that was mentioned by you, Shane, and God bless them all. Happy birthday and live joyously.
Happy birthday, everyone. Well, that is our show. But before we end all of our shows, we have to ask one final question to the guys at the table. At this time, we will have the Three Bells match and or moment of the night. Jay, we're going to start with you and then Des to follow it, then I'll follow you.
Well, tonight for me, I would say, the match of the night, there wasn't really any. I'll just go with my moment, and that will be, uh, this is a rough one. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say the tornado DDT from the top rope going outside by Grayson Waller tonight was the move of the night for me. Other than that, that'll also be my fight of the night as well.
I'll go with my match tonight would be the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, only because of what we did see on TV was pretty cool with Ricochet and Bronson Reed and Ivar and Otis. So I'll go with that being my match of the night. And moment of the night would be I didn't expect it to happen tonight. I thought it was going to happen during WrestleMania, but I'll go with Andrade. I don't want to say he turned on LDF, but him sticking up for Rey Mysterio. So that'll be my moment of the night and match of the night. Shane?
Oh, my bad, Jay. Those are your three bells. Sorry, I keep forgetting to mention those, man. I'm sorry. Anyway, my match of the night is, of course, I deal with Des, would be the ATGMBR. It's the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. For what we got anyway, there was some I wish I have seen. Like, I would have seen how they got rid of Omos, because when we came back from commercial break, him and several other guys was long gone. I was like, what happened? And my moment of the night was just in the match to see Big Ivar throw little ass Cesaro over the ropes, and his ass landed right on Otis. That was such a joy to see, to always look at these little ass guys against these big ass guys. And what, we supposed to treat you different because you're little? Man, let me grab you by your neck and throw your ass out. Those are always good moments for me to see, and that's my three bells.
Shane.
Yes, Des.
I got you, bro. When we came back from commercial break, they showed how Omos got eliminated. This motherfucker, this stupid ass motherfucker, while we were in commercial break, he was eliminating the Creed brothers, and while he was eliminating them, they pulled him over the top rope with them. So all three of them got eliminated at the same fucking time. And I was just like, bro, how can you do something stupid like that? Like, come
Are
on.
you serious? Ugh. What was
Exactly,
worse,
bro.
Jay? What was worse,
Oh my.
that or the way this guy rolled himself out of the ring? That
I don't.
was. I
But,
think that
but you
was.
got,
Garza
you
was
guys.
stupid.
But
Yeah.
no, but was it really? Because when you think about it, when the Pretty Deadly, one of them got eliminated, the other one jumped over the top rope and eliminated himself as well. I was just like, what was that about? Like what?
What was
That was fun.
Garza doing? What was Garza doing though? He cartwheeled, I think, or backflip and just threw himself out.
I don't
didn't
know.
get it.
Look, but it's worse. The blonde dude from Pretty Deadly literally jumped over the top rope and eliminated himself after his partner got eliminated, and they left together. I was like, what the fuck was that? Like, why? Why would you do that? That's why
Well,
when you guys were mentioning Garza, I was like, well, did you not see what Pretty Deadly did? Like that shit was crazy. I'm like, he really jumped over the top rope by himself. Everybody was watching him. He just jumped over the top rope onto the floor. I'm like, really? Why?
well, he did that because he didn't want to deal with. Was it Omos that eliminated the other guy? And Omos was looking at him, and he was like, "No, I don't want none of that." It was one of those guys. He didn't want that smoke. That's why he jumped. See, that makes sense to me. He said, "Oh no,
Mm.
no, no, I don't want that smoke," and he jumped over and joined his partner. That's why he did that. But the thing that Jay was talking about, that looked like a botch or something. Like it just looked weird. That's why he even said in the chat, "Did you see that? What the f?"
I missed it, so I can't even speak on it. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah, it was weird, but it was enjoyable. We get to see all of these superstars that unfortunately is not in Mania. So I guess that's why they had this. So it makes sense. And congratulations to our Bronson Reed. This is his season. He won that, and he's still in this WWE Speed competition. So yeah, that, ladies and gentlemen, is our very long show for tonight. Not complaining. I enjoyed myself. I enjoyed always being with the guys. Triple J, and Mr. Mundo. It was good to see and hear from Paul Heyman. Congratulations on being in the newest class of Hall of Fame. And yeah, we are about to witness Stand and Deliver and Mania Night 1. So I am going to close this out, and then Jay is going to follow, and then Dez is going to cut us out. I would like to thank each and every one of you for tuning in tonight, for hanging out with us on a Friday where you could be out doing whatever, but you decide to join us. So we'd like to thank you so much for joining us today. And don't forget, we have a very busy weekend ahead of us. The fellas are going to mention what's coming up. But thank you. It's me, your homie Shane O'Mac, coming to you live from the East New York section of the Three Bells podcast table, saying good fight, good night.
Yes, sir. It's been a pleasure being here with you guys tonight on this early Saturday morning. Thank you to everybody that's been listening, through and through. Lawan, Henny, I need a shot. But, stay tuned to later on today, in the afternoon at 4 o'clock, where we will have our NXT recap of Stand and Deliver, ladies and gentlemen. And after that, we're followed by night one with our guy, Desmundo.
Once again, it's your boy Desmundo, aka Mundo, aka the the CEO, aka. Yes, we have night one of WrestleMania 40, hosted by me tomorrow night at 11:30 p.m. I hope that everybody enjoys Stand and Deliver and WrestleMania night one. I'll see you all then. Good night, everybody.
Only victory, the champ is what you get now. All the struggles left in is and who the best now. Cause I'm the greatest, ain't no hating, I'm the best hit. You want your shot, well I guess you wait till next year. I'm at the top, get respect while I get fit.
Yeet.
So what's the loss? I'm at the top, got my muscle on. They be the op till they rush them off. Never quit and handle problems, then I crush them all. Shoulders used to hold.
And as always,
All these busters think they tough until I come along.
no yeet.